who is marriage, so that because this is very, very, very important. Now, sister,
Papa.
Communication in relationships and marriages. And I wrote here, I started by saying communication is defined as a lot of things, but my favorite definition, conveying or sharing of ideas or feelings, is communication.
Okay.
And I repeat, the successful conveying or sharing of ideas or your feelings. Naturally, say, you can say communication is a same me be a man. Na aseme wo me ne waka. Say ya de ya matenka. And I de dam akoma so amene woka. And the friend communication.
Sure.
So therefore we see that you cannot communicate to your partner when there is nothing to be said. The fact that you are talking to your partner does not mean you can talk without communicating. And that is why sometimes when we are talking, our other partners can decide not to pay attention because for them it doesn't make sense. So communication is when you are making sense from your inner man. You are trying to convey. So therefore you need to understand that communicate, you are taking something from here to the other party. So there and so important.
Yeah.
So communication is not just talking. If talking is communication, then we will call something we call you are nagging, you are complaining, you talk too much. It is because we can talk, or everybody can talk, but it's not everybody who communicates.
Okay.
I hope you understand me.
Point well noted.
Thank you. So I wrote here, I said, in communications, or no, in relationships, communication is key.
And they are no correct.
Thank you. In relationships, communication is key. Naturally, say, and practicing be a watching be a di kanye here, trust, love, sika, the here at a sombo, I de awadia and practicing the beko. A communication. So I wrote in relationships or in marriages, communication is key. Now please listen to what I wrote. I said, for a lot of long-term couples, learning how to communicate with your partner without fighting can feel like an unreachable goal. We are not born with the ability to negative or negate conflict skillfully up without the benefit of a role model. So let me explain here. I said, one of the reasons why many people don't know how to communicate with their partners is because some of us, we were not raised by role models. There are many men and women in marriages and relationships who doesn't know how to communicate. In fact, the strong word is they don't know how to talk. They think that because you are talking, you are communicating. And so anytime, sister, they open their mouth and they speak, the other party is irritated. You get angry. You are pissed off. Because you feel like, it's because women young role models. They don't know how to navigate. They don't know how to make it. They don't know how to push through. You understand that? And such people think that they are very open. But to be open is not through screaming. To be open is not when you think you have spoken your mind without understanding. Because whoever does not understand what you said, you've not communicated enough to the person.
Communicated enough to the person.
Yeah.
Papa, what am I say role models. Obi enya botre afa entity bimu most especially say bia na wofo na ebe training nipa no na wahunu kasa. Obi wo wa ya tete no wo frifie pam o maame o papa ato ne bo ase ahwe a kire ne sane ya kasa mpo na wo kodru school mu ana se wo odru baby fofora no ma na ekoso wo ho no influence ne way of life na fe amane kasa no asesa emre bia na nipa hia role model ansa na wo hunu kasa na the only role model nso wo nim kasa no so what means, sir?
Okay, so let me put it like this. There, your titi in the year, you're the kasapa, and titi pa, and the titi in ufi. The father or the mother or whoever that brought that person up assume some attention.
Yeah.
Then they go to school or they find themselves around friends and then their casa can change. So number one, the kind of people you surround yourself with, the community you find yourself in, that is after our mama or papa or from auntie and our grandparents. So San Crofi in number 4. Community as an kotranaye. And in the pebi a time or kasa gu wasumo. It means it's our casa. So even though some people were brought up well in communication or to talk well or speak well, at a point in their life, their sense of thinking or their ability to reason can be affected by their next move to another society. Naturally, say, baby, I will free, mechanical transportation. Baby, I will free waha. I entertain no. Any baby, as I say, wako piano. It means sound. In fact, an environment that people speak English, how you speak.
True.
Or your speech. Eti Obioko University and I'm fire as school, you know. The Obeno Casa Sabe. Your child is Sasabi attempted the but Okopia University no say, oh, Chale Mekano. Now, ye busa say the Okasa so is it too late to change? Now, the good part of God or the good part of life is that a mini piano, there are different kinds of people you meet, and everybody you meet has a part of them that they live in you. Obia obeshia ni bia any kasa or kasa chero. Obi kasa yi, obi kasa yi. Now the choice to pick the good ones is your responsibility. Eti kasa dos na mitieti, but ba kubu abishia na mtu say me pa cho wonano, adibuo wonano, humility wonano. Ba kubu also yo oh chale komo chale semhunu wonanum. So my choice is this: may for life or death. I set before you this day, life and death. Choose anyone. Life, you're going to live long. The choice of speaking well is our responsibility. The okoshiano, environment can affect you for good or for bad.
Yeah.
And I go on. I said, if you want to be a good communicator, the first thing you need to do is to practice the act of listening. If you want to be a good communicator, one of the best things you need to do is to practice the act of listening. The reason why most often we insult our partners is because most of the time, whilst they are talking, we are not paying attention. The fact that I look into your eyes, I can look at you like this, Valerie, and then you are talking. For you, I'm listening, but I can be absent-minded.
That's the word.
I can be looking at you whilst you're talking, but I can be watching TV like this and tell you, talk, I'm listening. Divided attention. If I want to be able to understand what communication is all about, the first thing I need to do is to practice the act of listening. In other words, if I take my time to listen, then I can understand you to reply you. That is communication. Even God, if you want to have a dialogue with God, you want to reason with God, you should be able to speak. What that you are praying does not mean that God must take it. It's not every prayer that is prayer. Sometimes the Bible says that when we pray amiss. In other words, we are praying, but we don't know how to pray. In other words, we got it wrong in our communication. So even God can decide to answer some prayer and not. It doesn't mean that God is wicked. It means that somebody is not communicating well. In the days of Adam and Eve, after sinning, Bible said when God came into the garden, they were not found. And then God said, Adam, why? Where are you? Why? Said, we have sinned. We've done what you said we shouldn't do. They said, who told you? He said, nobody told us, but something strange has happened. Our eyes are open to evil and good. Then God said, oh God, every morning I come to communicate. Communication. Every afternoon I come to communicate. Communication. Every evening, but this time when I came, I didn't find you. They were in the garden, but God is saying, I didn't find you. It is because even though they were communicating, this time they were dispositioned. They were not communicating well with God. So communication, you need to have the act of listening. So Adam listens to God, and he has the ability to talk back to God. If you refuse to listen, you cannot be a good communicator.
True.
Today we are talking about communication in marriages and relationships. And I've taken my time so that people understand. But there be a pressure. The reason is about kunyan to wasienti. It won't kasa you know me on the phone. Se kasa na miti. Ya de asun de tienye yensa. Was said to phone kama. It will be no secret. You may be as well. Me das bye bye. Kwajo. See, communication is not one-sided act. Communication is when I talk to you, you must talk back to me. If I talk to you and all we do is one person must listen, we are raising moo in the house.
Definitely.
One of the problems we have in our communication, in marriages and then in relationships, has to do with using abusive languages or speech. Now, the problem we have, whether a Christian, a Muslim, an Hindu, a Buddhist, the problem we have is, as human as we are, we think that we're near there. Okasa. Wakasa. Asemesi, wajiri ni kunkasa. Asemesi, empana be man empana iroba ekasa abusive speech. Now start to please. Sister, asema me se wo kan nyansa bi anim. You both say be man voice kosoro. No ba voice kosoro. Be my voice ba from. No ba voice was soro. Be my voice was soro. Now our voice was soro. And then we think that at the end of the day we are communicating. So number one, raising your voice over the voice of your partner. It is not communication. You are only shouting to empty atmosphere without getting the results you needed. It's a seminar. You perceive a count. The other party doesn't want to listen to the shout or the shouting or the noise you are making, because when you make noise, you don't make sense. When you are repeating communication, it's not making noise. So most often, when you see people that give speech, they stand on the pulpit wherever, and we see the way they talk. My name is Nana Ado. I communicate so that after saying whatever you want to say to Ghanaians, we need to be able to listen and digest. That is the work of a listener. And then if Ghanaians want to, by discernment, we want to reply the government, we come back. So anybody who does not finish listening and reply, you see that the end result of the person is foolishness.
True.
So most often the reply we give to our partners, we act out of foolishness because so number one, every husband listen, every wife, raising your voice, shouting and insulting is not communication. Number two, criticizing each other whilst talking is not another type of communication.
Okay.
The
Blame game.
The blame game, the criticizing game. We are still not communicating. Teacher, me say your mom command your boy to 2 days in your mom come but yakasa. Remember, I've said that talking is not communication. You can talk and make noise and shout. It doesn't mean you have communicated. Remember that. Another thing we have in communication that we think we are communicating, but we are not communicating in marriages and relationships, has to do with controlling or dominating the conversation. Now, when I talk about dominating the conversation or controlling the conversation, sister, the person be kenny. Who say when you be makasa by ego no, be man the person what you said the all cano na phone. Listen, either you listen or you forget. Dominating the conversation. And some men, by their egoistic attitude, I don't care their position in life, they think that once they can have dominating attitude towards conversation or they dominate a conversation, they are men. Every man should listen to this. If you're having a conversation with your partner, especially with your wife, and then you dominate the conversation without allowing her to talk, you have lost a battle and you've lost your respect. The reason why God saw in the garden that it was not good for Adam to live alone was the fact that Adam didn't have anybody to communicate with. So God said, I am creating a helpmate, a helper, somebody who can communicate, because it might not be every day that I will come from the from the heavens to communicate with that. At least will be to send somebody might communicate. But unfortunately, the woman chose to communicate with the devil first. Your communication to whoever will determine your action next. Scale in the garden. You realize that once if you listen to the devil, sin enters. And so if you are communicating with your partner and you don't hear the right thing, anger enters. If you don't hear the right thing, insult enters. Why? Because they know who blame now, who control over the conversation. That makes you a man. But say, hey, but 1 week, yet if you or your suffer or your people or your whoever, but they have a problem with the problem is yes a man good. The man doesn't know how to communicate because of that egoistic attitude in him. Please, we are talking about communication in marriages and relationships. Let me go. Now, let's understand that communication is a skill. And it is never too late to have a skill and to build a skill. The reason why Obiawie University probably only gone, Bububidi, KUST, UCC, but when they tell me so, the master, and they said the person still want to build skill and add value.
True.
Now, we should be able value to our speech. There is an opportunity giving me to add value. For some time, they should be able to see you change in terms of your speech. Then they will understand that you are. Must change, and everybody should listen this. Listen to this, please. You need to have a skill in communication. Communication is not just talking. You need to build a skill. What is skill? Skill is when you make your voice appetizing. When you make your voice listening. In other words, Okasa Yiri cannot say no to it. We also cannot say because the wisdom that comes out of your speech is too much. Not insult, not verbal abuse, not speech abuse. Obi wa no kasa o ti show the ish bikun chale. Hey. Asem na kay bufu asem about transfer say bibi aboko. Da bia na ko fan kola no school. So around 4 my friend teacher no so by 5 by. I don't what happened.
Na me kwa koye me 9.
Na kwa koye 9. Please. Next time you so be on 9 a driver and a friend me. And I find a way or you can go and take them and bring them home. And then you go and do it please so that it will create problem because the teachers were calling me. My communicate to my answer see Valerie.
Yes.
4 o'clock now.
Koye me 9.
Say Jimmy is somewhere now. But wait Jimmy. Oh you know, that man know. What do you just say? Me person me because me sometimes me dream one me to us. My
yeah.
Sometimes you dream one me to us because in same way can me hu nyansa bagorom. Kofa kwala no koyo na adechi na koyo wo na ya eyeyi. O koyo na eyeyi. O de ko su Jimmy sa no watwam no ko. And this is marriage. This is relationship. At saying na na before na call wait ko 2 years so be fam call now we are work catching the band so be free back ya wade wo ya jam first blue ya wade wa benya 3 blues. Communication. We always think that once you shout you insult and you scream you are communicating. It is no. Where there is no peace in your communication you have failed.
True.
So let's go because I want to rush because of time. Idea about what's the in communication has to do with thinking about timing. You can talk, but it is not every day you must speak. You can talk, but it is not every day you must speak. I talk. But if I want to make a speech, if I want to speak, I speak because there is something I want to communicate to you about. Now, there is something about timing. If you don't know when and how to say what you want to say, you get it wrong. Bebe if you ma ba wabre, or be if you ma ba wabre, brought their money from entrance. Hey, ure ma achi good evening. Now ufi na by this time. We say na afen ma ba. Tubu na mi reme. Ura dem. Udim. Wo ya mesere. E ma asem na wa start na yam. Ba nyame na betia oka. Be man wa charge. Go to nation but what charge. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Lady na oil for sana because we won't be what. See, if you understand timings, when and how to speak and communicate with your spouse, trust me, you will always win their respect.
True.
Another thing we need to think about communication has to do with speaking face to face. When you are communicating, sister, men communicating, me no na oya me yere, me no tifi. Now communicating as hey. Valerie is saying, what's yaw? Upema ni nekasa na oba ni nekasa you. It's saying,
Adumo.
Bibi abako.
In a hermany ni nkase.
Asama be ka oti ana onte.
Mete.
Ti for asunti. Why? Be sure no men yehwe mayen. See at saying,
Adumo.
And Ralph from me and one friend.
That's my friend.
I didn't know friend. O ma me afre me say ndra asem dey see o entem no afre no. Nti do ni nyansa sa asem so entem abeki pia na. Me no kasa wote ana wonte.
Mete.
Wote.
I try.
San kwase asem bi chu me fia. When you are speaking to your spouse, your partner, this is how you speak. You cry entem wadodo. You odo pa. Any baby it's saying. Honey it's saying. It depends on the name. Check it's saying. Honey it's saying. Darling it's saying. You be able to. No for mommy.
I try.
Oh, now so. Oh, friend, yeah, day. To go out and see what you tell me na kasa kasa. What me from mommy abonama. She called me and she was shouting on me, talking, and I wasn't happy. Please, BBC her. Say her face to face. So one of the easiest way communication gets into the heart of a partner is to look into their eyes. It's so beautiful and charming. And sometimes, even after healthy arguments, to settle a score, to bring peace, you can even look at him or her, talk like this, and give them kiss. It settles the matter. What's a command I from see communication. So another thing we need to learn about communication skill is that when you are communicating with your partner, please, this is what you do.
Yeah.
Face to face. Let's go on. Good communication helps you not to personalize issues. Good communication helps you not to personalize issues. It has to be a while to me find a personal. You should walk out to me read the meanings into my conversation. Say now hear me and I won't me and I perception. Good communication will settle all these things. The reason why many couples they fight, they argue, they don't understand each other is because they don't communicate well, but they communicate. So when you think you are communicating and something is not clear, open, it is not clarified. The other party think that you are hiding something within the content of your communication.
Especially the content. It's any kind of context.
Yes.
Even happenings.
Thank you.
At that time.
As what can be where JB said. Thank you.
You know, man ni pano edwin asam na waka na ebia mu fa.
Thank you.
Ebia phone no.
Ba nya kele sa.
Sa.
To e boss okay true. Last week one so. Kai. What no. Ba cho abiba na ye fro na ye wan ya. Na say ndra wo ka kire me say dipa no ka sa wiegwe. Ba wo bodin foforo. Na please make sure when you are communicating to your partner, please, you don't settle issues on conclusion. Don't personalize it because the communication should be open. Yeah. Another thing communication does is that it increases intimacy.
True.
Hey, so when you are bana be mate on hesta. Now do no credit bonkomo, budi agrobo bonkomo. Ah, a man who crass an in tem. Odo sakan no fena no aba. We yamashiwana. Me say only be ma to be bonkomo yi mboto ase sa sister yi. Only to be hello. My film come baby. We come and say wakra my film come. I don't know what film come. Gas what sex. My film come because come and tiasie any nyansa wom. Baby do baby walk around so yes obon come. O si twase ne ntokamba sero. Oh no si twaso. As you get about 3 days in me. So good communication increases intimacy. A boama.
Oh
yes, I'm telling you. I'm telling you, a boama, good communication. A boama will band be man more tomo. You can even make love with happiness. True. Because baby are good. And a good communication, if you want to make good communication or make sense, please make communication a little bit fun.
Okay.
Who's your one come out as a teacher and the student?
Yeah.
At the same. Baby aboko.
I try.
Me the school fees at all. Kola no makoti omo fees. Watch na make sure some be school time. Nya no mtelu wo nware. No no we. Go Manchester say go. Ha! Ono ko na Cristiano Ronaldo wan e wo no akwa bobo. Now see us 2 hours. Oh sorry now go. Master. No, please. Husbands, wives, make communication fun. Communication helps you focus on your relationship. If you communicate well, it helps you to focus on it because bibi papa filimuba. But just what I say, idea about killer to communication is what I call half listening. Oti assembly be there, how do you focus? One thing but what conclude? It kills it. Another thing you need to do has to do with wrong time and the place. In terms of communication, obodi ni nyasema motika ma anopa modi breakfast u ko si no e wa adwuma mu akọ peja abufu asem anopa 7. sister, what go you man? And no past 7 you know. Aha, na be no come last week na no refi. Na one now person that car ni mo de to kwasi na anopa. Omo mu na sa ba ko se no ka get no. Na we siko. On be fie so say mu na sa. No, you don't need it. Wrong place and the wrong time. And the last one, good communication, increased trust.
No two ways.
When you communicate well, it increases trust. It reduces and resolves conflicts. When you be communicating and talk about it, you don't worry yourself trying to, defend yourself because already. Or because you be want to say, "Oh, about my money." Because you want to say something, catch them, I say, "No, I'm catch them." So wow, thank you. So good communication, it reduces conflicts, and then it resolves conflict as well. And then sometimes, the last one I want to say, sometimes if you cannot communicate because of time, learn this, leave notes for your partner. It's another type of communication. Leave notes or send WhatsApp.
Obi on so leave note na no trigger trigger warning.
And so leaving notes, you need to add wisdom to what you write. Don't just write your heart, write your mind. When you write your heart, you write your emotions, how you feel. When you write your mind, you make sense because we need solution to the problem.
True.
Thank you. Yelling and screaming is not communication.
True.
Practice active listening
And the work can be
in communication.
Sure.
And the last one, please, whenever you want to speak, speak clear.
all right.
Open up, don't hide. Thank you.
Speak clearly, open up, don't hide. Enya asem ketua. Enkomodie ho asem na counselor ede atodwa ene enwumre. Megidi se ye nyina yetie. Every said dan nyina yeto ye boa setie de counselor ka se ne ye be ya. Ye betime de abobra pepepe. Enti se ne yetie counselor no. Counselor say we should be good listeners in our marriages and relationships. Okay, you're streaming live on Facebook. Send your meka, my main messages ni be eba ewa hase Victoria Uso adade. Some people just don't know how to talk. Arrogance, no, more. Emmanuel G says, before I say 2 words, my ex will say 1,000 words. Killing words and kasa. Okay. Linda Frempoma say, Papa nie, utimisa asemno, I ended the pie if you said, wasere edi too sure, and akomamiensa, and not what they at all. Theodora Davis, and so Esrid day. Madam Cynthia says, God bless you, Daddy. You are a powerful man. Emmanuel Esiedi O2 says, great counselor. He knows what he is teaching. Pa. A free year Gladys says, thank you, Father of wisdom. We're learning power. God bless you more. Emmanuel Jesus and partners, you have to explain one issue 1,000 times and still don't understand, thereby breeding conflict. Is there a situation where somebody wouldn't understand a particular situation?
Yeah, they will not understand that because it is not a good timing and the right place. And so that is what I'm saying. When you want to communicate, check the atmosphere. Don't just open your mouth and be talking because you think once you talk, it's communication.
Okay. Ohima Bilson says, good evening to you all. Val, last time I tried calling you, sir, from France, but you didn't mind me. Yeah, Ohima Ohima Bilson, Mr. Wadaruma, technical team, I ready. Nkofo be brain, efre, Kuwait, for fre, yenina, ya Ghana, the NN, 50. Obia efrebi nti nya trefa ma me ebresem no wo de enso ebebem pepepe. Yvonne Ejekum says, good evening, Val and counselor. Okay, I think there's a long one. It says, please, I was secretly crushing on a friend of mine for a year and he proposed to me recently. I was the happiest person on that day and immediately accepted the proposal. Val, here comes the problem. Just a week in the relationship, he started talking about having a child with me soon and constantly telling me about it. Val, having a child with him is not my problem, but his attitude towards me. He sometimes treats me like an option, and when I ask him why he behaves as if I was the one who proposed to him, he told me that he doesn't want to fake anything in the relationship and wants things to happen naturally because he sacrificed a lot in his past relationship. He thought will last but ended up disappointed. Note, Val, I have also gotten a share of a hectic heartbreak before, which made me choose to stay single for 2 years without dating. Val, I love this guy very much, but I don't want to end up as just a baby mama with him. He's sometimes really sweet and caring though, but our communication when we were friends has really dropped. He hardly gets time to communicate with me. Please, what should I do?
So, you don't enter into a relationship. You don't enter into marriage with how you feel, your emotions. You need to also understand your future and where you want to get to.
True.
To understand that, if it is no, say no. To it and walk out. Now, if you sit here to tell us that you meet a guy and within a week or month, he's trying to tell you that but this is a guy who's not consistent when it comes to communication. Something is wrong somewhere. A two woman on our school fees not one fair. And so, I mean, I think that if something is wrong, I mean, you see red flags, please don't go kill yourself simply because of love. Love with your mind and heart, but then think about your future.
And think about your future. Akosia Sapoma says, God bless you so much. Daddy.
Amen.
And SJ says, hi, Auntie Val, please help me. I'm confused. I'm in a relationship for 3 years now, but my partner never stopped me in anything that I do. Let's just say, Obano country and say, Onye Bibiama Obana country and say, Jaida. If you would say monocry, Obana.
Woe to you when all men say everything you are doing is right.
Okay.
Be careful.
In fact, I do grace. I say, are you kidding me? Oh my God. I nearly missed tonight. I just say, okay, you make a fan of home, but you're streaming live PPPT. You don't have a problem. Joshua Yeltsin says, speak clearly, open up, don't hide. This is wisdom. Akosia Ami Blinks says, God bless you, Daddy. Okay, wisdom over knowledge. Kwabra akroma edia wode abanono. Don Peche says, Papa, we thank you for your wisdom and more greatness. Okay, Mame B. Apia says, God bless you, man of wisdom. We are blessed to have you in our generation. Okay, was it Dr. Bounce Moray in our time? Don't purchase there. But Samuel Akule says, can we settle issues on phone or face to face? Or person, which one is a long distance
relationship, we can do WhatsApp video call or Zoom. I mean, video call to be able to see our faces and talk. Thank God for technology. But if it is a cry, phone conversation to solve issue, it's not maturity. It doesn't show any sign of commitment. Okay. So you come home face to face, we talk. If it is fiancé, we are in Accra, we need to meet to be able to resolve issues amicably.
True. Please, Auntie Val, Majane about WhatsApp, or say I'm in love with a girl and we both have accepted to get married. I've gone to ask her hand in marriage from her parents, and they've accepted my proposal too. I want to set up a business before we get married so that she too will get something doing. Please, I want to ask if I'm rushing things. I love her, and I sense she loves me more.
Yes, thank God for love, but you are rushing things. Take your time. Know her well, know her family well, so that you don't set up a business and then the girl starts changing towards you and then it becomes a problem. Know her well. I'm not saying don't do it, but know her well. Know the family well to be able to understand them, why the girl should love you and why the parents will accept you. Because I've also seen some parents that will accept you because of what you put on the table for their daughter.
Okay.
So please, know yourself well.
Know yourself well, Medofu Wadaroma Tobwase. Get to know the person and let's take the conversation from there. Ye your phone lines not to now also wafre wajen chireno what they atuja communication. Ebia ususu say you are doing your best when it comes to communication. What to wase uchireno memu achire wobi. Also nipa no adwen dani tirim na no an opeso wode ma. Every say what susu say dia wo kano yetu ni nyira mu a na kire se bola mu na yede kwa akoto wonso wadwen kire ene dey frɛ na ene ye entwetwe enkomo, and let's see how to go about things. Okay, so that is also another prevailing issue, the situation where somebody feels they are always right. How do you communicate with such a person?
Unfortunately, you cannot feel right when you don't have an ego or pride in you. Joba ebe kind of pride be my ego. Unfortunately, if you fall into the hands of such a person, you are going nowhere with them, because now you can't make any healthy decisions with them concerning the future and your life ahead. And so, unfortunately, if you meet such a person, now if you can take good care of yourself, you walk out. Because life and relationship is all about friendship and having the dialogue and the talk with the person, reasoning with the person, or about that opportunity, where do you go with him? But what one day, no what to marry, then you need to exercise a lot of patience. You need to endure such people to be able to go with them.
Endure such people to be able to go with them. Your first caller, hello?
Hello.
Yes, Major from Manenko.
That's what it said.
Roger Manenko yetio.
Kalu kwanche mse o asembi mu. You say many oba bi emo ho a. It do be 3. Me no ba bi wo it do be 3 months. And ni say akwakobam.
Yin say abem.
That's right. Na de tell me say you deny a esiwa ewe ebusuam ama papa bi.
Oba na busua no.
Oba na busuam you deny a esiwa ama obi wo ono na busuam. To also warisa
Nipa kro no.
It is still also on you know ono so a opesa oyi ni say no try and yi. It is misu bi hu je meye. Mine so papa get so eno also on ware no or so eno e bisa so do mine also ware no
na medofo won so Roger why you adwen say oba no won so be ware no
me taba na pa me penon kasa
minim say wo pe no but why you adwen say wo pesa won ne bobra no
me pa cha me pesa me ne bobra pa.
Okay, counselor.
Ye di yes wa obi aboni tiri suka bad one no and I want our dono. So yeah, ma kwan wade. What do you do? Because obi abon ho ka all these years. Are you ready to pay back? Unfortunately, this family is a family probably of the Old Testament. They don't understand the now. They understand the then. So what they are doing is that you go see the Obama siwe tweme tete de ye ma akwara ni nya ne pe wado na wawade. It is any do akoka baby. Nipa no so abon tiri suka si wade na che say e bi kura 9-10 years
and
no boka na body 30 or 25. So about 15 years or 20 years of the life of that beautiful girl obi aboka sa tua the visa be permanent ondo no na wo mumienu mu dom but abusia be na de akwara ne ma wade say abusia na de no oba no esi awa no si empene. So how do you marry her?
And wanyem no nso
Ana papa kro na so atumi anyem no e wa mara wo mpe no and now opeso yi because of what?
Yep, to asemi so Ima ejina homa no so. Hello Ima.
Yeah, hello, good evening.
Good evening. Kaswa boko.
Yeah, do ma.
Okay, manenko yetio.
But your cancer some mission for.
Amen.
But you problem be na me name na person me catch cancer na.
Intie manenko yetio.
But you me who go be go. Me who say person na na. Ba me pa no. Ono so pa me na me de ko kire me busua na ade. You two and morning adina. But you do baby no. I want to catch them say like on the baby meet here. On the baby not now 6 to 7 years. By Bemano on treating the way. On only Bemano yes start being to know. Like we're fixed our research 20 salon. And if says I mean my ready there on number 90.
Na medofo uni oba na tena how many years? So ni obi atena say 7 years. Wo ne tena say.
Oh, me dey me who na around about 5-6 months. I mean,
6 months ni.
Yeah.
And o ka kire o sa fe na one be ma na jai.
Da be me who no ka chem so ne be ma na jai.
Okay.
Because of that, you know. Send am so me pa no kwent no me tu anamon wo oba na chi. Na me who say na one be ma no ni ho. The oka na ye no kre. Na me so me de no ko me fie say we kwa kwa ye ne ho ade ne ade. But edu baby no oba no suban change by 1 month bi no suban change ye. Nti me shushu ma na che say be ma na o ka chen so ne na jai no. Ona be ma ni jai. Ona be ma no wo sumase. Nti no me kom na sana o ka kire be ma ni say we tu kwan ono ko omukru ma o ye aduma. Nti for past be 5-6 months na o me chen ya no. Akacha bema say we tu kwan wo mukru ma o ye aduma. Sana me ne no. Akacha bema ni say o tene bla mo chen e wo mukru.
O de wada ni krom.
Atenebla muncha o mukru.
Enti sisi a wadaroma, sisi a pese de ne enye ma o.
Sisi am pese cancel tumufo na misu because of saying I calling to no me fly be ma no. Oba no se on tia se me ma fly be ma no ntino. We jala ntino sisi ano I say relationship is an essence ho.
Nti we free wo nchen.
Yeah, we free me nchen my waka che na busu afo say nyama wo me nchen. Abla no so ne bibia ne me nchen game.
Okay.
Nchen pese cancel tumufo na me
Me patro you medofo. Counselor betu for pepe. Counselor.
The ladies.
Yeah.
She's indecisive. She doesn't know what she wants in life. And she's tossed between two men. Now, I want to tell this gentleman, walk away and start a new life. And I repeat, walk away and start a new life. She's not a good material for you. She may be good for another man, but for you, I want to make, I'm sorry, but pride. Decide to defend the act. It's a woman that must go.
There's a woman that must go. Counselor, with the issue concerning your friend say Asiwano, Sisi and Abranti and one year, the Yinsa and Wabana and Sakaya, Yejuma.
And Yajuma.
Yinsa and the social.
And tell that social. And the Bushiam is so called Wado, or my Jessie was sick. Almost all Mumpre. Tell Bushian Ben Alco Wadeno. Gentlemen, it's not all love you can get. You can love everybody, but sometimes it doesn't work.
Some way, best I can be young Kwashama. Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Yes, Midofo Malenko Yetio.
Oh, good evening, Auntie Valerie.
Good evening, Midofo.
Ah, Vejanya, men sure what it.
Amen. Amen.
Me tia un futu ama me Jimmy went for how be more. For about 3 years, na edame so adane that chain. Just say like na me ne guy be wo na true me wo fa ni mame. No, me wo fa ni yiri mame. Na edi me ma guy no na Auntie Valerie enye easy. Like me to me sorry and calling chain without calling him. Ebi wo ho no ma be se bosu mi miensa me mfre na on mfre me. Me hiam bibi on mame but or the me akoni krom ama like ne busanfo ni sister kura gine mu denden se nye me a omo bi on ware obi abiu but atiti anaga ne de me femuno na enanu me tie counselor or see signs are actually say you guys are not meant to be together.
Sure.
In fact, it really touched me. So from then, Sadana did nana me friend sister no, which is my senior sister. And I make a chain say, Sisia me who say near kono, emfa, entinu. Every ne kono, I'm out of it. Na me tinye jinan sumana ye juma. Just say, me menka.
Amen.
I'm very happy.
Amen.
Me dance.
Yes, so yeah, that's it. Of course, we're saving marriages and relationships, individuals and families, couples, just say everything put together as one. Yakupo inshallah be break. Jennifer Innocentia Hini, or say, whenever there's an issue in our home, my spouse prefers resolving things with messages, and this keeps annoying me more. Is either he doesn't want to talk about the issue or he decides to talk about it on WhatsApp.
So this is a person who wants to shy away from his responsibility, but accepting that he did something wrong. There are people like that. So what they do is that, and the more you Google, you are creating bitterness into the heart of the other party. You see, when you are not able to settle issues amicably, what you are doing is that you are troubling the emotions of the family. If she's bold, she will tell you that although woman is what. One cancel the sexual connection towards you, the affection, a bit reduce. Nothing is working. Then if you push, she will tell you that, oh, Hamidodo, to me create an inch.
Onel Maybeck, it says, please ask Pastor for me. I'm a young guy. I have got an ambition to study in London, and I will stay there for 4 years. But I have someone who I was trying to get married to. I don't know if I should break up with her.
For 4 years, sir, It depends on your ability, your strength, and capability. It's not everybody who can endure 4 years. And the wonderful thing about environment is that some environments can attract you to keep you there. There are some environments you can decide not to keep yourself there. In other words, you enter the atmosphere and you see other women. And it's up to you to decide either you discipline yourself or you lose yourself. So it's a decision you need to make for yourself.
Okay. Nana Kwame Obosu says, bless up DY. Celebrated Kantanka legacy is the most awesome from Nana Kwame Obosu, Gomoa Ekofo, inside Gomoa Central. And also the other Abanono SZ Yankee. Or see, you can love all and not all you can have. Okay. Nature say,
yeah. I mean, sometimes you see beautiful things in town. And I went to a place, I saw something beautiful. I liked it. I love it. But I didn't have money to buy. So the fact that you like something, you love something, doesn't mean you can get it.
It's yes, it means when this
actually, you don't need that money to marry somebody. But the truth is that the family will not receive you and you are not welcome. So don't go there. That.
My director so was a to be our combat Bible crack as our combat or crowd.
Yeah. You be a condo be an who was a condo now would be so I mean he should forget.
Okay. On him Bill say or fre and technical team Mr. Madarama yen share or him check it said numbers na go screen and no and one that will fret pepe 0558 65696889 now what fret number see na only actually in common. I'll say I keep calling, but on another call it's because most definitely there are people on the call. I'll say, counselor, so then the situation where you want to really be a good listener, but the communication coming through is such that it annoys you to the core. How do you control yourself?
Why do somebody's communication annoy you? It annoys you because you are refusing to understand. Now, Nana, but time. It's because I've decided not to pay attention to what you are saying. And refusing to pay attention to what you are saying psychologically, for me, I feel like Nyansa be any diokani. But would you Nyansa womupa woka. And so once you see that you get annoyed when somebody is talking, it's a sign that one kasano, your heart, your mind, your soul, it's not prepared to listen. So sometimes you're not in the mood to listen. You don't want any noise. You don't want to. You also kasapena a trigger anger or some organ is official here. And so whenever you think so because it triggers anger, you are the problem, not the person talking.
Not the person talking. Hello.
Hello, yeah, Pastor, your first word.
Okay, my name is Pastor,
I send you a time.
Okay.
Now, yes, I say, many days say, who are we communication, yeah, more can you won't be fear, and I'm looking for no cover, or no so I had. What I send it down was now who catch and who back once in a year, or that is only shaker. Na me de na minka. Na me de na minka. Na se de me de me kasa ma na me kasa kwa. Obe di dia on time say. Say oh we dia me be yesi. Wo be to abonten. Say wa yesi. Ana se dia say na ma me ti ase no. Ma me e no be che na waka che me. So atase. Me ma me e na uni be ma e wo na be ma si ma. Oh tete. It is about ya pastor in Yam. Oben ya call one and start to want them cry. This will be no, I call her this conversation. I don't even have any knowledge about everything. It's like I'm in the marriage. My all by myself.
You're a stranger in your marriage.
Yes. Or why don't they me pen once and me back up? But tomorrow, I mean,
Nabi, okay.
Let me be straightforward here. Your problem be member. Your problem, I repeat, member. Don't about 99% your problem here and Marcus Sacrado. mo kasa too much kasa sa wait ya so ya drink kasa sa mo pe kasa no. You see, once you have that mentality towards your wife or the lady you are with, you have already blocked your emotions psychologically, mentally, not to pay attention. Obe kasai mo kasa no. You see, Sadia and Mema Yen, and Marka Sakra will be at Yabako or back to what to us, but she's trying to communicate something to you. Instead of some Bema Baby, no Betty, no Casacrado, Yasway, Shoka Sacrado. Oh, yes, Ugu, what dear? A back a cranabus of Emma, I'm the Pamira back, me Pamira back, Mocajas of Ancham, Pamira back, Messi, Pamira back. So, this gentleman, I want to actually take this opportunity straight to you to tell him that he should be able to have a listening ears.
Obana Nefre, 1 year day.
Obani your day. Obani should be able to sit the man down like this and say, Kratch, ya what? You build a family. Pacho, you didn't marry me to just raise children for you. I'm your wife, your half, your partner. Somebody who has come to help you fulfill a vision. What is that? We don't understand some men who cannot sit. I didn't know any yereka crown, yereka sano. Chazena him because he didn't answer. So please, the lady should be able to exercise patience to her breath. See the way she's talking. She's tired. I'm begging my brother. Have time and listen to a woman. If you listen to a woman, she will not nag, she will not shout, she will not talk. In fact, if you want to enjoy peace in your house as a man,
okay,
be a listener.
Mama Esther, Ejina Ahomane so free as a man can say, hello, Mama Esther.
Hello.
Yes, Ma Esther.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Manen kwayeti wadarama.
Hello, Mary, good evening.
Good evening, Ma Esther. Manen kwayeti o.
Apomwe.
Nyamena dum me hoye.
Yo, people come na say na nyame shwane pa.
Amen.
Baby, I go to ask you no. Hello. Hello.
Ma Esther, manen ko. Okay, not just say, or no, so dear, whatever. No, I'm sure it was all full of praises. What on the boasina, what praise you,
Pepe. I am begging all men, including the man, the wife who just called the man, the husband. Please, I beg you, have a listening ears to your wife. Please, you are frustrating your woman. And listen, if you frustrate your woman, she can let you sleep on the rooftop.
Okay, counselor, I'm in your final word.
0244 515544 0244 51 5544. We'll be here on all the social media handles: TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. DY Donko. DY Donko. Donko no DONKOH. And our YouTube account, Nations Counselor _official. Nations Counselor _official. Pacho, I show we our Facebook and Instagram. Obi bia obese no message. Send money ni sika when you vision. Yamene kasasa sow a seed. I am not the one. Please, if you want to know I am the one, I'll say page you over 26.1K plus and they follow me. Our Instagram, Facebook, you will know. So take your time to know me, to follow me. Thank you.
Happy, glorious birthday. And come me director and mame and yasem get to another nyina. Ni fie ne na bonten. Oba time papa. Just oba time obi anom no funano enya asem ketwa nyankopon enhira wo mama na onkoso enya wo kese asenso mame o say please kindly help me say a happy birthday to our mom eno ama obi diaba from myself brothers in laws we say